I'm Paul Begley. Let me just say this to you real quick. Julian Assange is the most powerful man in the world. His empire is striking back. And though he sits in a jail waiting extradition to Sweden, there in London, England, he has over a 1 million man army, purely volunteers, who have launched an all-out attack upon MasterCard and Visa. They're hacking, they're whacking, and they're attacking. And they're coming after them with everything they got, sending useless requests for information, tying up cyberspace, jamming gigabytes of useless hacks and whacks, and creating an absolute chaos for those that would stand against their founder, their leader, and now their messiah, Julian Assange. He's actually is the most interesting man in the world. At this point, I would say he's the most powerful man in the world, because besides the fact that his Facebook page has over 1 million fans, and despite the fact that the Twitter account is twittered off into space, Julian Assange has over 1,000 independent reporters who are constantly feeding intel and information directly into the WikiLeaks corporation. Now, even though MasterCard and even though Visa has shut down the cash flow, and even PayPal shut it down a few days ago, cash is pouring in by numbers they can't imagine. Money is being sent directly to his home in Australia. 2 other makeshift offices have been set up, are collecting cash. They are beating the system. They know how to do it because they are the kings of information intel. And so, even though Julian Assange sits in a London prison and is being charged with 2 trumped up false allegations, absolute ridiculous charges of rape, which I noticed the mass media, the American media, don't even want to tell you this. The guy didn't rape anybody. He had sex with 2 women, one with a condom that broke, one with a woman without a condom. And in Sweden, you can't have consensual sex with a woman unless you use a condom. It can be perceived as rape. Also, there's a 114-year-old law in the books that says you can't have sex with 2 women in the same week without full disclosure. Now, look, this is an entire honeypot sex ring to catch any way, to figure out a way to attack Julian Assange. He is the most powerful man in the world because in his possession is the secrets of the deep, dark evil that lurks within the hearts of some of the elite leaders of the men of this world. Folks who are part of the Bilderberg group. People who are involved in the Bohemian Grove. Information that relates to the FEMA camps and all those types of things. The world currency crisis between China and America, Germany, and how that the threats, how that China has missiles pointed right at us, how there's frustrations over their currency, how that the Obama administration is printing over $600 billion of monopoly money, funny money, to flood the American market, to keep this economy somehow alive, even though the money's not real. That dilutes the currency and drives the value of China's money down because America owes China trillions of dollars. While that's going on, WikiLeaks has their intel hands on the situation with North and South Korea and how that plays out and the relationship with Japan. While that's taking place, that WikiLeaks has information that relates to the radical jihadists, the Muslim militants, and how that the radical Islam and the war on terror that's going on in Iraq and Afghanistan and other parts of the world. Listen, this guy has damaging information that will curl the hair on the back of King Abdullah's neck, bring Fidel Castro shaking in his knees, and caused Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid to spend many sleepless nights, and Hillary Clinton pulling out her hair and reconsidering a run for the White House. If you just take a look at President Barack Obama right now, his hair is turning almost white with the pressure and the strain and the information that he knows is leaked out. And these people they're just bringing up Omar Gaddafi. They're talking about the Lockerbie bombing in Pan Am. How the guy got set free, the corruption involving BP oil, the government of Libya and Omar Gaddafi. the government of Sweden. Why do you think the Swedes, these guys, he's driving them nuts. The empire of WikiLeaks, whacking, tacking, hacking, they're coming after him, and there's nothing these guys can do because this war's being fought in cyber world. And there's nobody better at the cyber world than Julian Assange. Julian Assange, the founder and the leader of the free world. What's his crime? Freedom of speech. What's his charges? Freedom of expression. What's he done wrong? Free press. Why is he doing it? To release the truth to as many as he can. Now, some of the stuff that he gets, I think he needs to be discreet and be very careful it doesn't cost thousands or millions of lives. And I'm sure they are. But as they put this guy in a corner and back him in, he just said he was going to release information that was going to disclose and reveal the corruption in the American banking situation. And when he unveils the sin of the bankers, it's going to go smell all the way to Capitol Hill. This is the most powerful man in the world. There's a war going on, people. It's called the war of cyberspace. It's happening right now, and WikiLeaks has a 1,000,000-man army that's fighting against the rest. I'm Paul Begley. Get all over this thing, folks. Is this in the Bible? Yes, it is. And I'm going to come back to you with part 2 to show you where the WikiLeaks information, the cyberspace war, is right here in the lids of this book, predicted hundreds of years ago. I'm Paul Begley. WikiLeaks.